Hello everybody. Today we're going to be taking you into some Predecessor action. We got a little bit of early access to the early access, and so we're going to be checking out the gameplay here. There's going to be obvious comparisons to make to Overprime and to Smite and MOBAs like that. So I wanted to go ahead and just jump right into it. There are going to be 20 heroes available at launch in Predecessor. They're planning on releasing a new hero every month during the early access, which is looking like it's going to be about 5 to 6 months. It will be a paid early access, but it gives you all of the characters, a la like a Smite God Pack, and you can get it for as cheap as $10. So I don't think that the price point is going to be super detrimental to the player base right off the bat, but it is still a paid early access. All right, so we're into the pick and bans. This is kind of what it's going to look like. I don't believe the Predecessor is going to be launching with a ranked game mode. I do believe it is going to be casuals only. We got the mid lane, so we're going to be looking through some mid lane characters, which, to be honest, I don't even know what symbol that is. Kind of looks like it's this one. Little flamey hands boy, and I think we're just going to lock in Gideon. Since Gideon is kind of a universal amongst Paragon and all of the Paragon remakes. So that way you can kind of see how he's looking and how he's playing out. I will say that I looked at some of the heroes during the queue, and there are passives in Predecessor. So in Overprime, there's no passives on any of the characters. It's just your 3 abilities, your ultimate, your auto attack. There are passives here in Predecessor, so a little bit more traditional MOBA in that regard.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, and we are in. Crest are legendary items with game-changing effects. So you got to pick something right off of the bat. You got to pick some sort of like starter item, it seems, right off the bat when you load in. I'm just kind of doing this live with you guys as you're doing it. You see all of your abilities here. You can see his passive and all of those abilities. Looks pretty standardly like Gideon's kit. Now his right click says it goes for dealing damage to all enemies and slowing them, and it's a 9-second cooldown. So I wonder if his right click is actually going to be better clear. Now the question becomes how to get into the inventory. I does not open up the inventory, and neither does any other button, question mark. Let's go to mouse and keyboard. Basic attack, primary item slot, miscellaneous, ping wheel. So there's a setting to open up the store when you come to base, and it looks like they didn't have a button set up. So we're gonna have to switch over to, I guess, auto open the store here when you're in the base. So that way it'll actually open up. Let's see if B is the back button. There is no B back button. Here, a little bit. Here we go. B for back? No B for back? What's my back button? I am so confused. Magician's Crest on my way. Close. All right. Definitely, it says B for recall. There we go. B for recall, but we had brought up team comms. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. The UI immediately feels a little bit more clear, I would say. A little bit more clear than Overprime's did. It still does have that little convenient last hit symbol, like, hey, you can last hit now where the HP bars go red. I love that way of handling last hitting. Another thing to be noted is quick casting is available in this game. The Overprime only had normal casting and instant casting. The settings seem a lot more robust here in Predecessor. And I'm gonna back to base just to get some items and have the store open up. But I also kind of want to show you some of these settings because they're a lot better. Whoa! UI for the store is a little aggressive. Recommended items, core items. I guess I'm not gonna mess around with it too much, but that's what is happening? You just click on the item, I guess, and it just starts to buy it for you. Okay, wow. That is here's the tab screen. That is also some aggressive UI. All right. I gotta say, one of the complaints about Predecessor like 6 months ago when everybody was like doing the beta test was that the UI was a little tough. And I gotta say, right off the bat, the UI is a little like this is just, that is all up in your business. That is a very aggressive tab screen. Very aggressive inventory screen as well. But I do like that they have quick casting. Game is running very smoothly right now. I don't know if there's a way to like bring up my my ping and my FPS and stuff, but Overprime felt a little jittery from time to time, particularly around some of the T-ons. It would start to feel a little bit more so. This definitely feels much smoother. Looks like that is a ward that we can place out. I'm gonna go ahead and presume one is a potion. So the UI for like my health and the kills, you can see in the bottom left, we've got the KDA, we've got the gold that you have, your level. All of that UI, I would say, is much more clear than Overprime's, but the actual like inventory, tab screen, all of this, that is a bit much. So I hope that gets tidied up a little bit. I can also tell that my sensitivity is a little high as well. I should probably see if I can go to the options and lower my sensitivity here. Just a tad. Mouse sensitivity 1. What about 0.85 or so? 0.87? 0.87 it is. Yeah, so I'm just gonna continue to buy into this. I will say it's kind of convenient that I don't even have to like look at anything. You just kind of click it and it'll start buying the items for you. Convenience wise, that's kind of nice. There is no way to bring up, it seems, a bigger version of the map. If you want a map ping, you can tab, or you can click the middle mouse button in front of you and it looks like that just pings the overall map for everybody. They've got a couple of controls over there on the left-hand side. The team comms, that's where you can do like the alert and attack. On my way mid. That is kind of a cluttered system. That didn't seem to be like super straightforward. Gonna run away from the Fae, I suppose. There seems to be a built-in potion slash ward. So my third mouse button placed down that ward that we used earlier, and my first mouse button is a potion of some sort, and those seem to be on a timer slash, I think the potion, when I came back to base, started working. Really have no idea what this thing does. Magical power mana restores mana every time you hit an ability. Okay. So there is a little bit of a choice at the start where you have to choose your starter item. And that seems to be slightly separate from your actual build. It's kind of just like buying a regular item, I suppose. It's like a little bit of bonus right off the bat with it. But the concept there is pretty much the same. Now, I do want to see if there's a way that I could look at... There doesn't seem to be a built-in inventory button right now, which is kind of wild. This eye does not open it up, and the tab is the tab screen. So you can see all the individual items that you need to build into over here. And so you just click the item, and it just kind of grabs it for you. You can see we've got 5 item slots plus your special starter item. And this starter item... looks like you can't level it up yourself. So it progresses though as the match goes in some form. So there's some sort of progression of that starter item. That's kind of Smite adjacent what you level up your starter item level, but this one looks like it might go restore 297 to 400 mana, restore mana by defending enemies. So it looks like as we continue to use abilities and get that mana, that is what's actually going to level it up. So you got to get the last hits. So you get the last hits on the minions. The last hits on those minions are going to give you the bonus mana, which is going to let you, okay, level it up. And as it levels up, it gets stronger. All right, that's pretty straightforward. Now that I actually see the little happy helper, there is no sprint. So in Overprime, you have that left-click sprint, which I'm finding myself definitely pressing over and over again right now. I'm not doing anything because that's just not how this one works. Gonna see if I can't get a little vertical with this. You sure can. Can you go, say, through this little wall? Yes, you can. Sorry, Decker. Snag myself a little kill. Go down the Ultia Sparrow. She can go nowhere. Get a couple of kills behind that tower. So you can go through these walls. I wonder if you can go through all of them. Like if I jump up here, can I just go through that? You can. Ow! Right into the Phoenix. But that is good to know that you can just kind of run through those. I think they might just be invisibility. I got myself killed for this, but we had to do it for science. I think it might be a wall that you can't see through as much. I'm not 100% sure what the purpose of that is. Pyro. Your next instance of ability damage deals bonus magical damage to the target and nearby enemies. Damaging enemy heroes reduces the cooldown by 0.5 seconds. 10 mana, all that good stuff. Using an ability grabs the increased magical power in that stack. Sure, that sounds good to me. So it looks like I leveled up my wizard crest one time. Now it gives me better stats. And if I do another 400 mana by dealing damage with abilities or killing enemies, I will level it up again. So I can level up at least twice that we know of right now. Right off the bat, I will say gameplay wise, it feels great. I press my button is going off. It looks beautiful. Distinctively different aesthetic from Overprime. Even though they are made with the same assets, I don't think anybody would say that the two games look as similar other than like the actual heroes themselves. So it is a vision thing. So I couldn't really see her on the other side of those walls. So these are not impassable walls like how they can be in Overprime, but they are more so invisible walls that mess up your vision. I'm gonna go for a little wombo combo here on the face. Hit her with the classic Gideon. See if I can try to escape him through the invisibility. He doesn't seem to think that I'm very invisible after all of that. Gonna slow him down with my passive a little bit. See if I can get around the wall. Nope, not gonna be able to escape from Murdoch. I wonder if he has his bonus movement speed like he used to, because he doesn't have that in Overprime. But anyway, I wish I could open up the store right now. There's gotta be a store button that's just like not default. It says G to open up. There we go. It's G. G for store. Okay, well, at least there is a button to open up the store. I don't know why it's G to open up shop. I probably should have noticed it earlier. I'm sure there was a giant press G to open up shop earlier that everybody was yelling at me in the comments. That's an interesting key binding for the store. I'm not 100% sure where they got the G from. I wonder what I is being used for. Like, I wonder what the I is being used for, that they didn't default it to that for the store. Usually, you know, I for inventory. Obviously the tab screen is being used. Or maybe I'm just a smite pleb, but I'm too used to a bunch of smite controls, and maybe that's just on me. Ability range is respectable. You can see they've got the height difference. We already utilized our teleport here, and Gideon. Another reason why I wanted to pick Gideon was to see how the the verticality is being handled. It's obviously a huge part of Paragon, is that verticality. So he's just a great example of being able to jump over stuff. The actual like regular built-in jumping doesn't seem to be that important. In Overprime, the actual jumping to land your abilities and like get it over minions and stuff is a important feature. Doesn't seem to be, although to be fair, it is Gideon. He's not exactly the person that it was ever that important on. I'm gonna hit it with a little YOLO ult right here on the Sparrow. Classic, hop in the air. It looks like if you click the ability again, it does go on, it does undo it. Let's do a couple auto tags here on Rampage. Sorry, buddy. I feel a little bad about it, but like not that bad. Try to drop a rock on Decker, see if I can reach him. Maybe be able to teleport over, hit him with the auto. I think that auto attack slows from Gideon's passive. Be able to grab ourselves a couple of kills. These are actually other players as well. You can see even on my team, it's just the hero names. That's actually a setting that you can just turn on. These are all other players. Currently in this, this is like a streamer test, so everybody can kind of get footage before the game comes out. But there is a setting to where you can set it to be either player names or hero names. And it defaults to hero names is where it just immediately goes to. There will be a versus co-op when the game goes into early access, but as of right now in this like pre-early access filming, there is only the PvP queue. So you can't even PvE. I can't even do like a bot game if you wanted to right now. I do at some point. Maybe I can kill everybody and then try to get us into the settings. Because the settings are actually quite extensive. I will say I was very pleasantly pleased with the amount of settings and like quality of life stuff that it already had in the game. Overprime settings were a little lackluster, I think might be the right word. There just wasn't that many. Ooh, good. Stunned me kind of out of my thing. Hit him with a little. Hit him with a little right there. That's right. You're not that cool, buddy. Yeet! Actually couldn't reach. Right click. Oh, there you go. Nice job. Wait. All a part of my plan. But there is a lot of casting settings. That right click ability is actually pretty hard to aim. Let's just get me out of this one. Right click ability is pretty difficult to aim. Woo! Murdoch is a speedy lad. I wonder if there's an active on this. Any active on this? 30 basic damage to minions? No, there's no. Their Murdoch is absolutely popping off right now. What do we got? Do any of these items have an active effect? Those are all passive effects. That's kind of passive effect. There is some sort of... I know there are active items because they have the ability for you to change the castings on them as well. Ability haste, which I'm gonna... Select a crest evolution. Oh, speaking of actives, gain movement speed. Gain a shield equal to your maximum mana. Enter a stasis. We're going movement speed. And mark your current location. Gain movement speed after 4 seconds. Teleport back to the location. Screw it. Why not? Well, speak of the devil. Let's get some active effects. You can change all of those items. Normal casting, quick casting, instant casting, all of them. It's very nice. Item UI over on the right side is okay. You can see in the bottom right, that's just like the way that they're displaying the items. And it looks like that second evolution of your item is the final evolution of the item. And then you level it up into some sort of special item that has an effect. So mine gives me movement speed, and then it teleports me back to the location that I was at. Looking at the tab screen, you can see everybody's levels. You can see the items that they're buying. Looks like everybody has that default ward that we were talking about earlier. I've got a little tether on him, which is my passive. Rampage! That's a big, thick boy! All right, let's go way into the air, up into a tree, and hit him with the ultimate. So the ulti was still working all the way up there. So it looks like as long as you're below him on the Gideon, you're able to get away with that combo, because that was a yeet and a half all the way into the air. So we got our stats over on the left side. You got all your classic stats, your physical, magical, armors, health, life steal, max mana, ability haste. You can click on a stat on the left-hand side, and it'll just start to bring up items of that type. That's actually nice. There is an auto buy option, which I turned off. Now that I know that the inventory key is G, I can turn off the auto open. You can disable both of those in your regular settings, and it looks like you can also disable them here in the bottom left-hand corner, which is convenient. I'm liking the UI a little bit more. The more that I play, the more that I'm finding it a little bit more helpful, a little bit more convenient. I'm not sold on the tab screen covering up your entire screen, but that could just be me coming from Smite, where like you press tab every like 30 seconds to check in what people are doing, but if you press your tab screen on this, you're going to block your entire screen and you're going to be very sad. You don't want to do that. Blocking your entire screen is bad. Okay. Admittingly, I am constantly pressing shift, trying to sprint from lane to lane, and it is not working because this is Predecessor, not Overprime. No matter how many times I click the shift, it does not seem to care. Love the quick casting option though. I'm a big fan of quick casting. Lets you cast abilities a little bit faster, but also not necessarily have to go right to instant casting, which is particularly helpful when you're trying to like learn new characters and try to see what their like ability casting ranges are. And so I really like the option of quick casting, especially as like a transition method over to instant casting. So just to look at the settings really quick, you can see gameplay options, player name, hero name. You can change where the health is on things, all of your casts, primary, secondary ability, alternate, quick cast, normal cast, instant cast. You've got a ton of options right here that are good gameplay options. And those are very, very important to have ready to go in the game at launch. And so I'm really happy to see all of those here, because that was one portion of Overprime that I found lacking, was customization options. And Predecessor seems to have all of the majorly important ones covered. I didn't find anything in the settings to resize the UI. You couldn't do that in Overprime either. Hopefully that is a thing you will be able to do eventually. I looked around in the settings pretty extensively and I couldn't find anything to resize the UI. It might be something that you have to do in game. Let's see what this red buff gives us. Damage over time and slow on basic hit. Okay, so it is a kind of a traditional physical damage dealer buff. Looks like blue buff is probably for mages, but I wouldn't actually mind going over to the blue buff and trying to see if I can actually get both buffs. Would be interesting. Much like in the in Overprime, the auto attacks are physical damage, even on the mage, and the abilities are magic damage here on Gideon. So building the magic damage does not help your auto attacks. So very different from Smite in that regard. Where in Smite, if basically you're magical, you're all magical. If you're physical, you're all physical kind of thing. This should theoretically open up build options as well, where some characters can be hybridly built, physical, magical, and be viable. Although probably not for our boy Gideon. Am I 8-4 right now while literally just talking around, not knowing what I'm doing? You love to see it. Who's doing well on their team? 8-4. See that? I can't even like try to like find the launcher, and I can't even like find the launcher because the tab screen is taking up so much. Right in the top middle, you can see the elapsed length of game and the kills for both sides. That is fine. I've got the helpful hints turned on, which I presume is why you can see the recall and the team comms and all that kind of stuff over on the left-hand side of the screen. I bet if you were to turn off the hint function, that would all go away. But to be fair, I was, you know, sitting there spamming. Wow! Okay, so Murdoch damage is pretty good. I recall Murdoch damage being pretty good. Seems that no matter what iteration of this game that they make, Murdoch's gonna hit hard. Alright. I'm coming. Hit him with a little Gideon ult. That's a lot of damage. Slightly different Gideon kit here compared to Overprime. Same ultimate, same meteor drop, but the right click is slightly different. Plus he has, of course, the passive, which is also different. Mage damage is feeling nice. I would say my immediate feel is that mage damage is slightly more impactful in this game. That is my my immediate feel right now. Is that mages seem to be in a slightly better spot, although telling that kind of stuff from the very first game and the early access of an early access is definitely stretching it. Usually early access, especially for the first couple of weeks, you can't really discuss much about balance because balance is so player driven heavy, and like somebody discovers something that's just absolutely nutty and then everybody starts copying it, and then that's when you realize something is really strong. But you need all the players in the game in order to make those discoveries. Everybody comes into tiny corner. Gideon takes advantage of said tiny corner. All right, Murdoch. Let's see if we can drop us. Yep, drop some good damage on him. Hit him with a right click. Some body blocking going on from the Rampage on those more direct abilities. Gonna hop out of her cage with my right click, which was kind of sick. Love the verticality of this game that lets you get away with doing stuff like that. Just, oh my goodness, I get it, Rampage. But like I can like try to cut him off going this way. Like that's just fun. I mean, that's just good old-fashioned fun right there. Being able to get over those walls, being able to jump over things. I'm gonna go for the ultimate again because Faye is walking right into me. We're gonna be able to take her out. Bada bing, bada boom. Gotta steal a red buff for good measure just to be a little bit rude and then get myself right on out of here. Would you believe me if I told you this was my very first game of Predecessor? How does he do it, folks? It's almost like he played MOBA Pro at one point. And then another point. And then maybe one more point. All right. Take an extra second to kind of just look at the items here. Next instance of damage does more. That's like a fairly standard MOBA item. Using an ability grants you magical power. That's kind of fun. Takedowns were fun. Ultimate cooldown. 25% ultimate cooldown upon a kill. That's a thick buff right there. Grants a spell shield that blocks the next enemy ability. Okay, so that's just a straight up Magi's Blessing. Plus you get magical power while the veil is active. So the shield around me blocks an ability, but while I have it, I gain extra magical power. That's actually kind of fun. Makes it a fun little mage item. I am currently level 15. I'm going to assume that the level cap is about the same. I'm gonna go super aggressive here on Murdoch, see if we can't get the kill. We are. I'm gonna assume that level 18 is still the, Rampage, I get it, you're rampaging. No, you're so handsome. I get it. It's looking like level 18 is gonna be the cap. I've got 2 more points left in my teleport and then 1 more. Okay, so level 18 should be the cap. Pretty standard Paragon scaling. Can't level up an ability while you're dead. Just to be noted. It won't let me level up the ability while I'm currently dead. 5 item slots plus your starter. I have not actually used my starter yet because I keep forgetting to press the button. If we're all gonna be perfectly honest, I have just forgotten to press it. I wonder, to confirm, 20% movement speed. After 4 seconds, you teleport back to the marked location. I just gotta try something. I'm not recommending this, but I am gonna press the button and then launch out of the base. So. It is not my number 1 button. It is my number 2 button. I will be right back. My number 1 button is this potion. What does this potion even do? It's a health potion that has 2 charges. So you default get health potions. Take 2. Okay, it does launch you all the way back. Okay, so even if you take a massive movement effect like that, it will launch you all the way back. That is very good to know. We're learning all here together at the same time. All right, blue buff. I know what red buff does, but what do you do? Have to find out. You mana regen, ability haste, and damage to non-heroes. Okay, so you get a little bit of cooldown, some mana regen, and then you do extra damage to mobs and stuff. Bro, there is a massive fight breaking out up top. That's kind of sick. All right, ow. Oh my rampagey boy, I get it. I guess I'm ulting before I die. Wait, yay! Oh my god, you know what would have been nice to have up was my 2 right about now. Did I kill the rampage right after I died? No, I didn't get him. Okay. Would have probably been nice to have the bonus movement speed teleport up, not gonna lie. Would have been convenient. Who's doing good on their team? It's their Murdoch. Their Faye's doing fine as well, but mostly their Murdoch. Okay. Can I buy items while I'm dead? You can buy items while you're dead. So you can't level up your abilities while you're dead right now, but you can buy items. I can see all of my stats over here. It's like magical power 444. Let's take an actual look at these last items. Gain 40 magical power and 40 armor when you take damage. Gives me a little bit of haste. Dealing damage to enemy target with an ability deals 5% of their maximum health. Yep. Additional applications deal 50% damage. Casting your ultimate grants you a shield based on your bonus health. While the shield holds, you gain CC immunity. Interesting. I don't really have any bonus health right now, so not super relevant for me, but interesting. Guess we've lost 2 inhibitors, so you don't have to worry about buying health potions because you have health potions built in. You don't have to worry about buying wards because you have the wards built in. So a couple of those, plus you get the starter item at the start. I almost feel like the starter item at the start is a little bit of kind of a, like an ode to... Could I just like yeet that right over the wall? Probably could have. Yeah! Oh, this is super awkward. Nobody look. Nobody saw anything. Nobody saw anything. It's almost like an ode to the, like if I just go like over there. Okay. Am I dumb? The card system. It's almost like an ode to the card system. Which, to be fair, is a much better way to try to go about that than the card system, because the card system was not it. Just kind of kiting them around, throwing down some abilities here and there, jumping myself up, keep popping potions. You can have an ally take your portal as well. Ooh, kind of hopped over that. About to have my ultimate back up. I think I can just kill these. Well.
Has activated the Overprime.
And I'm out of mana. Well, a little awkward. They activated the Prime. Don't mind me. I'm just backing from mana. Couldn't kill them all by myself, but I sure did give it the old college try. I don't have any more inventory space. I actually didn't even get all my mana back. I just realized from being in the base right there. Hit that Murdoch with a big ol' ulti. Take that, sir. Just gonna pop the 2 for a little bit of movement speed here. It's gonna teleport me back away any second now. Thank you. Okay. Definitely getting a better hang of it the more that we have played. Once I, you know, figured out the basics, like how to open up the inventory and the back button. Okay, so step 1, it is definitively a MOBA. You've got the 3 lanes, left, middle, right. The map is absolutely beautiful. I don't know exactly a lot that's happening in terms of around the map because I spent so much time over in the mid lane and we've been getting pushed in and haven't spent much time on their side of the map, but the game is beautiful. It is running great right now. Obviously, we're gonna have to wait until the actual early access starts to know how the servers are handling, because there's literally like 30 people on the servers right now. So like, of course the servers are gonna be great. To be fair, if the servers would have been lagging like crazy with like 20 content creators playing them, I mean, that would have been a bad sign. But it's not, but I can't say that that's a good sign in terms of servers yet. But I can say that the game is playing very, very fluidly. It seems like a silly thing to say, but every time I click a button, the button is going off. Things are working consistently. It's just a matter of figuring out how they work. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is how this ability is supposed to work. This is how this is supposed to go down. Oh, I want to come from behind on these guys. Here's a big play array. That's a big Gideon ulti in the back. Holy. Time to go, time to go, time to go, go, go. Stop on the back. No, thank you. Man, that was a big Gideon ulti for us to not get any kills off. I got CC'd out of my my ulti before I got the whole thing off. I did manage to kill
An allied tower is destroyed.
the Murdoch. I wonder if we're gonna get damage stats afterwards. That'd be sick to know how much damage I was doing in this game, because your boy is popping off here in game 1 on Gideon. Also, right off the bat, having fun. Feels good, having fun. Gameplay wise, I like that we've got 36 minutes so far. One game is not indicative to tell you what the length of game is going to be, but I do like that the game wasn't over in like 10 minutes. It does look like it's gonna be around the like 40-ish minute marker. Is kind of where this game is heading, which I personally feel is a very good MOBA time. There was 2 towers in each lane, which is the more traditional MOBA layout compared to Overprime, which only had 1 tower and then the inhibitor. So I went a little bit more traditional on that front. Can I use an ability while in the air? I cannot. I'm gonna keep hoping that I can do that until the game lets me do that. Ow. Good stun. Yeah, no, I mean, you hit thick, bud. You hit very thick. For sure. You can't actually use my 2. There was probably a more just like random blink one. I'm not sure if this was the pickup for Gideon. Like, what was he using? Gains that he just used the shield one. It also gives you magical lifesteal and movement speed. Ah, yeah, no. Oh, wait, is that the item I was trying to buy? That's by the right. Yeah, I bought the right one. So now that I've got 5 items, my items are maxed out, plus I've got my starter item, and I don't believe you can exchange out the starter, right? That was like the whole point. The whole point, you gotta take one. Whole point is you gotta pick one. Although, to be fair, if I popped it, and then I eat in and ultied, I'd get yeeted back to my... I would actually go right back to my thing. Let's walk over here to this giant purple buff. That's the Overprime, right? That's the big buff boy. Let's go over there and throw down a ward and see if we can't look what he's looking at, if he's even up right now. He is not up right now. He's spawning soon. He's spawning like really soon. How do you spawn in, bud? 3, 2, 1. Do you have an epic load in? Yeah! You come in like Marvel style. No thank you, Rampage. I was just checking out how he spawned in. Just wanted to see if he loaded in real cool. He did. Came in like a superhero. We could see that ward right there. I wonder if we could see the ward because we literally watched him place it down, or if we had a ward in the area and I just didn't realize. Watch out for the rock.
An enemy inhibitor is under siege.
My ability isn't really going around that wall. Wow, what a really good Decker ulti right there, which is setting us up for this fantastic combo. We actually might be able to turn this game around at this. Like, that was such a good play. I'm gonna yeet myself all the way to the top over here. Pop some potion. I don't know if we should be doing the Overprime or not, but I see Decker, and I should be able to pick off Decker as long as I don't suck. Okay, I didn't miss abilities. You missed abilities. Those are like 60-second death timers. Now, how tanky are these inhibitors? We're about to find out. Yeet. I mean, yep. Okay. I tried. I mean, we got 30 seconds. I wonder if the core defends itself in this game. Half our team was coming up to end, the other half of the team wasn't. This is a little bit awkward. The core sure does defend himself. Oh my god. Oh, it defends itself good! It defends itself real good. All right, that is some pulsating, solid damage output right there. Let's go back to the store. Is there anything to buy? Yeah, stealth ward.
An enemy inhibitor.
Hey, so I upgraded my regular stealth ward to a sentry ward. Oh, so you can change which one you have.
Heroic.
Interesting. You can change the one that you are utilizing. That's good to know. So like right now it's a counter ward. Okay, that's kind of cool. You can't open up the shop while you're just running around. You can see all of the items. I think that's all the items in the game. Holy crap, that is a lot of items, y'all. What's that? I mean, that is a lot of tier 3 items, which is the final tier. That's a lot of options to choose from. I mean, more items is good. Means more options for like variety of builds and stuff, which is cool. I just don't think I expected. Oh, it's like I'm like a pulsating ward now. Okay. Oh yeah, look at me. I'm like a little pulsating. That's probably why we can see it. It's kind of cool.
Enemy inhibitor is under siege.
I'm enjoying that. They do have respawns here pretty soon. I mean, can we just go do... Like, if I start this... Ow! He's got laser eyes! He's not totally wrecking me. He is oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna die. Okay. Oh yeah, this is going horribly. Oh my god, that could not have gone worse, actually. Oh my god, I'm so low on mana. Oh my god, that rampage just got so deleted off the planet. I don't know who's in charge of securing, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and assume it's just me, so I'm gonna Q right click. Always assume that you're the one that has to secure. 20% damage output. per allied killed the Fangtooth? Oh, the Fangtooth is a permanent buff. Is there a way to see those? Don't see any. I'm trying to look for any UI element. Our core is at a whopping 23% health. I can see that UI element. I think our team is gonna go try to end, so I'm gonna stop the Fae from backing so that they can hopefully go do it. Okay, well, killing him is one way to stop him from backing, and we actually have a comeback? Our very first game, we have a comeback? Gideon, 17-7. Absolutely no idea what I was doing on the items, just spamming away. Game felt good. Looks beautiful. Very different than Overprime. I would say you could very well end up liking Predecessor and not Overprime, or Overprime and not Predecessor. I know that they have the same aesthetic because they're using the same models, but like Predecessor is to Overprime as League of Legends is to Dota. And I think that that's probably the best app description. The game goes into early access on December 1st. December 1st is when you're gonna be able to play. Like I said, it is a paid early access. I'm already back in another queue because I want to play another one. $10. You get all of the heroes that are currently in the game when you do that. It's like a god pack and smite. Highly recommend it, and I'm looking forward to playing a lot more of this game in the future. That felt very good. Thank you for supporting the Twitchiest community. If you'd like to see more videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel and always hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Thank you for all your support and have a Twitchin' day, y'all.